Hello friends, Lorraine here, and today I want to talk with you about simple ways that we can add beauty to our lives. One way, of course, as you know, for me is perfume, and my SOTD, or my scent of the day today, is Britney Spears' Fantasy Circus. Now, Britney Spears has been involved in the creation of 37 perfumes, imagine. And she has a whole series of fantasy perfumes. There are 17 in that series. And this one is the Fantasy Circus. It's a floral, fruity, and it has notes of raspberry, apricot blossom, orchid, violet, peony, water lily. Just saying these beautiful flowers just sounds so juicy and delicious, with a dry down of musk and woody notes. And it's described as a playful, bold, and fresh fragrance. And for me, it's just delightful, and it's my SOTD. You know, our quality of life depends, in my opinion, on three main things. And the first one would be, well, you can see my cat in the background there, but we'll just let him be. He'll just settle down and maybe have a sleep. Anyway, the first thing that we need to be concerned about, of course, is our housing situation. And some of us live in a great big house, some live in an apartment, whether you live with family, whether you live in a room in a retirement home. It's all very important, and we want to be comfortable and we want to be happy where we are living at this time in our lives. The second element of our quality of living has to do with who are we living with? Are we living with a partner or a spouse? Do we live with family? Do we live by ourselves? And statistically, we know that especially women over the age of 60, many of us are living alone. So this also affects our quality of life. And the third, of course, is our financial situation. Some of us have had a career and we have a pension coming in and we're quite comfortable. But others struggle, and in fact, many seniors are living at the poverty level or below. We know this from studies, and they're struggling, so they don't have a lot of disposable income, and we know this. But there are some simple ways that we can improve our quality of life. We can surround ourselves with small little touches of beauty that really add pleasure and happiness to our everyday living. And of course, you know that the first one for me would be, of course, perfume. I love fragrance. I do have candles, and I like to burn candles, but I always forget to light them for some reason. But I do have some, and I really enjoy that fragrant air around me. But I do wear perfume every single day. Now, I understand that a lot of people are allergic to perfume, or they just don't like it, or they only like very specific kinds of perfume. But for those of you who are okay with perfume, you don't have to spend a lot of money on perfume. There are many affordable types of perfume. There are body sprays, there are body oils, there are essential oils too. And not all of them are very expensive. You can find websites that sell perfumes at wholesale prices. Some of the perfumes on Amazon are very affordable. So I just encourage you, if you want to introduce perfume into your life, and you don't need a whole lot, one or two, even just one of your favorites that you enjoy every single day. Another one, of course, is music. And I enjoy music. I discovered during the COVID shutdown, actually, when I kind of discovered the whole YouTube world, that there are YouTubes that are maybe about an hour and a half long. And they have on them a few bars of all the old music that I know from my teenage years and from college and from nursing school. And so it just plays and plays that music in the background, and it's just absolutely delightful. Now, whatever kind of music you like, whether it's country music or classical music, believe me, you can find it on YouTube. So you don't need any fancy stereo system or any fancy Bose speaker, you know, you just need to, or even radio. Radio has specifically country music stations, and there's also classical music stations that you can listen to. So to have music in your life every day is a real treat. And it's the same with art. Now, I don't know anything about art or artists. I'm one of those who I like what I see when I see it. And again, you can buy very inexpensive art pieces. You can just buy posters if you want to. And in fact, the thrift stores are great places to find beautiful pieces of art of any size. If you want just little etchings or anything from watercolors, there's just amazing things that you can find at the thrift store. I've been shopping at thrift stores my whole life. I bought many of my clothes, many of my children's clothes, even shoes, handbags, kitchen items, and yes, artwork at thrift stores during my whole life. And I just love what you can find at thrift stores. And if you want to know who has made thrift store shopping and art, it's the Little Poet, Susan at the Little Poet. And I will link her channel below for you, because she has furnished her beautiful apartment just about with all items from the thrift store. So she's a real genius at finding good things at the thrift store. Use the good dishes and the good crystal. If you received some nice china dishes for a wedding gift or some nice crystal, but even if you didn't, again, you can buy these pieces at the thrift store for hardly anything. And if you find that you like that type of thing, use it every day. Don't save it for a special occasion. I have some beautiful china cups, china coffee cups that I use for my daily coffee. I have some cups and saucers that I inherited from my grandmother that I use for a cup of tea. And if I have friends over for tea, that's what we use. So there's no sense in saving those. Use them and enjoy them. Flowers. Oh, if you have a garden, of course, you can have flowers in your place all the time. There's nothing like a beautiful sprig of lily of the valley on your dressing table in the spring. And lily of the valley is really my favorite flower. When I was young and bringing up my children and I lived in a house, I had a few rose bushes in my garden. And I used to get a bowl, one of those round bowls, and put some water in the bottom of that and cut one single rose bud and place it in there and always keep it on the kitchen table. I remember that so well, and it just gave me joy every single day. You can buy a fairly inexpensive bunch of cut flowers at the grocery store, and they will last you a good week. So I encourage you, bring flowers into your life, into your home, and see what a difference it makes to your mood. And in fact, if you like silk flowers too, you can find those at the thrift store or even at a craft shop for very little money, and you can make yourself a beautiful arrangement. So it's just another way to introduce beauty and color into your daily life. Now, if you have photos of family and friends, you can create a collage and put those on your wall so that you can see those loved ones anytime you look around your home. You can also create a photo album. There's a way on Facebook that you can take some of those digital photos and have Facebook make you a photo album. Another thing that you could do, and which I did years ago actually, I don't know why I haven't done it again, is create a scrapbook. Create a scrapbook of pictures that you like. Now, you can get any old magazines, greeting cards, stickers even from the dollar store, but especially magazines. Now, I love old cars, so I would just cut out pictures of like a 57 Chev or a 61 Cadillac, just because I love old cars, and so looking at a picture of an old car really gives me a kick. So if there's anything that really is, any furniture, jewelry, landscapes, anything that you see in a magazine, cut those pictures out and stick them into a scrapbook and make yourself a scrapbook of pictures that delight you, that represent your favorite things. And it's a super way to have an individual collection of items that are unique to you, that you really love. Another thing that I like in particular, and my daughter in particular, who's really kind of obsessed with it, is nice bed linen. Oh my gosh. I do love nice bed linen. It doesn't matter if it's 100% Egyptian cotton. I like sateen linens. I just love the feel of beautiful linen on my body when I'm lying in my bed. Now, I've settled down and I only have 4 sets of really nice linen. But honestly, some of these sets are 8 years old. They are such wonderful quality. And yes, I spent a bit of money on them, but they're such wonderful quality that they just wash really, really well. And they're just as good as new 8 years later. So I don't feel the need to buy any new linen at this point. But again, you can find a beautiful linen. You can find it on Marketplace, secondhand, or you can find it again at the thrift store. All you do is look at the little tag and see if it's 100% cotton. But see if you like it. See if you like the feel of it. And if you think you would like the feel of that on your bed, that is a real luxury. I haven't had any satin sheets or any silk sheets yet, but I do enjoy wonderful bed linen. And I do have a couple of satin pillowcases. I have a couple of real silk pillowcases too. Now, a real silk pillowcase is going to cost about $60, but the satin ones are just beautiful as well, and I really enjoy those, and they are not that expensive at all. So that's another option for you to just enjoy being in your bed at night and having a great sleep. I also enjoy beautiful nightgowns. I don't wear pajamas, I always wear nightgowns. And I recently bought myself a 100% white cotton lace trimmed long sleeve Victorian style nightgown with a ruffle on the bottom. I just love it so much. I have 2 of them and they're beautiful quality. I bought them on Amazon actually. I think, no, one of them I bought at the Bay and I think it was about $80 on sale. So they can be pricey. But again, you can find things like that if you look carefully at the thrift shop. You might find one secondhand. And even old, nice dressing gowns. I have a satin dressing gown for the summer. It's a short one and it's fairly plain, but I remember in the past I had a beautiful satin dressing gown with lace trim. I just loved it. So these things are just a way to have a little bit of luxury in our lives. Another thing too is to use beautiful body lotions and body oils, shower gels, beautiful soaps. If you don't want shower gels, you can get beautiful soaps for a very little price. So that really adds to your experience too. You can even spray some linen spray on the bed before you get into bed. And finally, treat yourself to a manicure and a pedicure every now and then. I don't go for professional manicures, but I do have pedicures in the summertime. And believe me, I had never had a pedicure until about 10 years ago. I didn't feel I had the money to spend on that. But a couple of times during the summer, I do get a pedicure and have my nails colored. You can try outrageous colors, turquoise, blue, yellow, there's all kinds available, just to give your life a little bit of a kick. So those are just some ideas about how to introduce beauty and beautiful experiences into your life, just to add to your quality of life. So I'm sure you have some of your own, and I do encourage you to put them down below. And so I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.